Morning, welcome to Move More Reimagined. I'm Pat from I Care I Move. This is week 14 out of 26, so we're going to finish in October, so let's make the most of the last few weeks. Well, got loads of weeks. Make sure you're safe to join us today, that you're feeling well. If you need to rest at any point, please do. Make sure you've got any inhalers or sprays that you need for any conditions you've got, and make sure you've got lovely space around you and a drink of water or whatever you need to in case you get a bit dry or thirsty. Stop at any time, especially if you're fairly new to us. If you need to just stop and rest and watch, that's fine. You'll get the video so you can redo it again later on or in the week as your homework as well. So let's start by hip walking forwards in the chair. So it's a sway and a hip walk, so lifting and shifting your bottom forwards to the front third of the chair. Take your feet forwards and wide, and let's just lift the heels one at a time. So one heel lifts and then the other, and make sure your feet are far enough forwards so that you feel steady and you've got like that triangle of support. You've got a nice wide base of support. And we start with our circulation boost. So we're boosting circulation, getting the blood flow, heat, warmth to your muscles and joints, getting your heart going a little bit faster in a moment. And we work through the body to do that. So relax your shoulders, just lifting one heel and then the other. And then let's move on. So I'm going to take my feet a little bit wide. I'm going to take my hands down to the side and I'm going to lean down to the side as if I was picking something up off the floor, and use those muscles in your core to lift you up. Lean to the other side and lift up. To the side and lift, side and lift. Good. Keep going. So as if you were picking something up and then the other side. Good. Keep going. Now you're reaching right down to the side, not forwards or backwards. Keep breathing, keep your chin tucked in. So warming up through the waist, tops of the pelvis, kind of this area. And then let's come back to the heel pump. So heel lift. This time we're going to add in opposite arm. Lovely. I think Maggie's up. If you want to come up to standing, you can come straight up to standing and walk behind your chair or by some kind of support if you need it. So we're quite advanced at the moment. So do what you want to do that suits you. If you need to sit at any point, you can do. Are age UK in, Nick? So just remind me to give them adaptations if I forget. So what's happening to my elbows is they're coming right behind me. Okay, it's not this. It's not that. It's that shoulder movement. Oh, little clunk. Smooth movements. I'm trying to get that bigger range of movement. Okay, and sometimes if you're standing, your hands should be sliding across your hips. Lovely. Relax, so drop those shoulders down. I am going to stand, but those of you who want to stay sitting can do. So I've always got something to hold on to press onto. You can always just do one arm, no arms, or both arms. So supported, slightly supported or unsupported, whatever you need to do. Now, some of you are already going for it with those lovely big arms. If at any point you're feeling a bit breathless, take the arms out. No arms, just the feet. If your legs are aching, just the arms is fine. Okay. Lovely. So keep still there. Feet come a bit wider. I'm behind my chair. My hips stay facing forwards, and I'm just going to slide my hands across and across. So across the chair. So what does it feel like? It feels like a little twist through the waist, the bottom of the ribs, which is why you need to keep your hips facing forwards. It's like they're pinned to your chair. Okay, so they won't come off. They're super glued. If you don't like that, I know some of you, Barbara, you like this movement. So a little lean to the side, just supporting. If you've got this, you can hold on to that arm. support it passively. So you're assisting that arm to come from one side to the other. So lots of different ways to move. And then back to your march. So heel lift. Notice how you feel. Are we all right? So if you're standing, well, actually anybody, start lifting those feet up, peeling those feet up. So like you're a little pony. So the knees come up forwards and you're pointing the toes. And then, so you're lifting that foot up from the heel through the center of the foot, toe, and then the toe comes down, ball of the foot, heel. Okay, so try not to be flat-footed. And I know if some of you have some neuropathy, you might not be able to feel the feet. So in which case, we will let you look down to see how it looks and then try not to look. Ooh. Opposite arms. Otherwise, you kind of go a bit lopsided. Lovely. Okay. And marching is brilliant. If you go, what should I do? I don't know what. I've forgotten what I need to do for my exercises. March. Stand up and march, or stand up and be tall, and then just lift the heels. Hokey dokey. Feet nice and wide. Soft knees. Our little hip circle forwards to the side and center. And sometimes you feel that right into the joint. So make it small to start with, and then add a bit of a press way, press back to center. If sitting, remember the option there. It's that big circle leading with the chest and the chin. So you're not sticking the chin out, you're just leaning. And you should feel that through the hips, the lower back, and then we circle the other way if you're sitting. If you want to do a whole hula hoop, you can. I can't hula hoop. I used to be able to. Apparently it's not that movement. It's not a wiggle like this. I think it's a forwards and a back or something. If you know, let me know. Other way. Fab. And then march. Great. Let's come to feet. Let's come to that lovely ankle movement. So we're going heel toe. So heel presses down and then the ball of the foot. Heel, ball of the foot. Lovely. Heel, ball. Now we're lifting the knees. It's exactly the same in sitting, seated. You're lifting your knee, heel presses down, and then the toes pull up. And then on the ball of the foot presses forward. So really big range of movement. If you don't like that or it's difficult, then a big circle, squeezing up, thinking as big a circle as you can get, and then the other way around. Okay, but we need to get your ankles moving. Okay, other side, heel and toe, or heel and the ball of the foot, heel, ball of the foot, heel, ball. Soft knee on this supporting leg. You don't need to hold on if you don't want to, or press. Same in seated. Fabulous. And sometimes your hip or your knee might start to ache, or your ankle. Helps to spread your toes out while you're standing on one leg. And people say, I can't stand on one leg. If you can do this, you are, because your foot's off momentarily. And if you can walk, you can stand on one leg, because most of the time your weight is not on both feet. Okay, and a gentle heel lift. And a little arm movement as well. I'm sure I've forgotten something. I'm sure I've forgotten one of the warm-ups, but I can't. It's left my brain. Keep marching, and it will come to me. No, it's gone. I think we've done it all. Right, let's tap. Tap. Oh, thank you. Oh, who's that? Colin and Anne. Oh, you little stars. shoulder raise, shoulder circle. Oh, I did a shoulder circle, shoulder raise. So lift the shoulders, drop them. Lift, big squeeze up to the ears and drop them down. Big lift. Why do we do this? We hold so much tension. If you're tense, stressed, you kind of walk around like this, or you hold yourself with the shoulders up to the ears, press them down and away, and just feel, wiggle jiggle if you need to, feel that neck growing, feel your spine growing a little bit, as if someone's pulling you up through the crown of your head. And that can feel really nice. Breathe. And then let's do a little neck stretch. So we're going to just drop the ear to one shoulder and drop the shoulders away again. Just allow that head to just rest on one side. And if you've been watching all the tennis all weekend, you might have been like that on the edge of your seat, see? So, or just sitting, watching. And I know if I'm on the computer or the laptop or on my phone, we end up, and they call it tech neck now. So your head stays like this. And then we're going to get a kind of an extension, a hyper extension, and we need to pull it back and relax. So let's go to the other side. So ear to the other side, to the other shoulder. And then I'm going to come in close. Sorry. Feel that lovely stretch. Push the other shoulder down. Sometimes it helps to massage it out as well. Okay. And then hold it there. I'm coming in. Which one am I on? This one or that one? That one. So I'm not going to show you my double chin. You're going to pull your chin back, pull it back and release. I'll show you from the side. Pull it back, release, pull it back. So see the spine, see that curve in my neck. As I pull back, it straightens off a bit. And when we sit like this a lot of the time, it really starts to become more normal for us. So to have a big stretch into the neck and reset and get our necks into that lovely natural position. Okay, let's march again. Bigger march, bigger arm. You don't have to go fast. It's the movement size. So we're looking at bigger range, a bigger movement pattern. So can you make your arms go right behind you, right up to your ears? Can you then start to lift the knees, which is why we don't need to go particularly fast, because we're starting to lift those legs, arms in a bigger pattern. And we're starting to get the heart rates a bit faster now, so into endurance. So if at any point you feel too out of breath, or you have any pain, or you couldn't talk to me, you need to take it right down. Like I said, you can take your arms out, you can just come to a march, a heel lift, whatever you need to do. But I need you, if I said to you, Joan, are you okay? You should be able to go, yeah, I'm okay. You might be a bit puffed out, but you should still be able to be okay and carry on. You should be about a level 5 or 6 on the energy, about a 6 by now, unless you're new, 5. So, Cliff, are we okay? Give us a thumbs up. If you need to rest, have a rest. Yeah, good. Thank you, Nick. Okay, tapping out now. So tap to the side. Same in seated. You should be, if you're at the back of the chair, come to the front of the chair. If you're sitting, so you should be at the front third of your chair. So a tap slightly towards the front and to the side. Opening out the hips, just getting some movement through the legs. Pointing the toes. Lovely. Lovely. And then back to your march. So taking it up a little bit. So this is your recovery bit. I mean, taking your foot out to the side isn't too much hard work, is it? But it's just getting your body prepared. Okay, we're going to step together. Step together now. Tap out if you want to, if you're sitting. Remember, if you're standing or sitting, you can add in those arms. That's an option. Squeeze the hands to a bicep curl. You could do one hand and then you can change, or you can add a little lateral raise squeezing through the shoulders, hands, but you're stepping together. So step together, in, tap out, in, tap out and in. If you're standing or seated, so different options depending on where you are. You can start standing and you can come back to seated at any point. So if you want to give it a go and you think, I'm not sure, give it a go. You can always come back to seated, or you can come back to a march. So step together, adding in arms. You could alternate arms if you want a bit of brain gym. How are your brains? You could do one bicep, one side. You could do one arm and then the other. Lots of options. It's up to you. Write it down though, because then you know if you've improved. Okay, back to your march. Now, we're going to a double step. In seated, it's just a double tap. In standing, step together, step together. If you can stay behind your chair, that's great. So sliding hands still, so you've got some support if you need to. Again, adding in arm options or not. Lovely. You could even kind of lift. That will make you more out of breath if your arms are above your heart. Make sure you're safe, and we're going forwards, not directly above. Okay? Otherwise, stay as you are. Side together, side together. Sometimes it helps to say that. Side together, side together. Otherwise, we get kind of all sorts of, we get a merengues and a bit of Zumba going on. We're not Zumba today. Side together, side together. Lovely. Good. And then march. Oh, not march. Yeah, march. So this is your time to get your breath if you're out of breath. And again, think about how out of breath you might be. Those levels, 0 to 10. 0, you've just got out of bed. 10 is you've just walked up Trelawney Hill in Falmouth, or what other hills? Going up Camborne Hill, Everest. Yeah, I hate hills. And sometimes you'll never get better at hills. You never feel better at getting up hills because it's just the different type of energy systems you use. And even some of the best athletes don't like going upstairs because of the energy systems we use. So don't worry about it. It's more about the recovery rate in this bit. Okay, did it last week. Lovely knee bends, feet nice and wide. Remember that concertina. And I want you to look in the mirror, because I go to pump classes and even the most fit people don't squat right. A bunny hop, hands together, hands forwards, or just a squeeze, but feet back. Otherwise, in standing, I mean, in class, for instance, I see this. How can you, that hurts your knees. That's not a squat. You've got to stick. You've got to keep your back engaged, your belly engaged, the core engaged. So think that lovely spine, keep that spine, and it's push the knees forwards, bottom back. So it's not kind of arching your back, and it's certainly not looking down. You're still looking forwards, and squeeze your bottom as you come up and squeeze through the thighs. Press down through the outsides of the feet, and sometimes it helps, and you might want to practice this at home, turning your toes out a little bit. Now I've got different things going on with my hips, so for me, squatting here, I can do that. Here is okay, but it's not that comfortable, and some people like to sumo squat, but we're not asking you to do that now. But it's just try it in different areas with feet in different positions. Okay, maybe we'll do a little video for you. That's what we'll do. So see the difference. I'm keeping my spine, my bottom tucked under, and then I'm arching my back. Okay, different. That's not really a squat. So think thighs, bottom, muscles strong, and then march. Whew. Or just lift your heels. Recover. Sit if you need to. Have a breather. If you've been sitting the whole time, feel free to have a longer rest because it's a lot of legs. Okay. Okay. Let's do some lunges. We love lunging. Step, lean, knee over toes, come back. Other side, step, knee tracks. We call it tracking over the toes. So I'll show you what it's not. So it's not this. That's going to hurt your knee there. Okay. Out over. And then if you're pretty good at this, remember the options. Longer step, bigger step. Pressing on the chair. You can push off the chair if you need to. In seated, same thing, to the front of your chair, stepping forwards, or you could either even come to a little staggered and do a little bunny hop there. That's similar movement to the lunge. You're using both of your legs and then swapping sides. And sometimes this is an easier way to stand up, especially if you've got one side weaker, rather than trying to get up with both to the front. Right, and let's march. Having a breath, taking some deep breaths. We're still keeping your energy levels up here, so we still want you about 6 or 7 or a 5, if you're new. Or you're recovering, or you've been poorly, for example. We just have to make allowances for ourselves and not be too hard on ourselves. Okay, let's bring it down. So slightly bring it down. A little side step with a little knee lift, but slowly. So slightly more than just a step to the side. It's that knee lift. So if you're sitting, I want you to stay in the front third, but rest back and then just a lift. So still using those legs, or you could just do a little heel dig if your legs are really tired. So take some breaths. And hopefully you'll feel your heart rate's coming down a little bit. So let's leave the arms out for now. Slowly does it, but still lifting those legs. Slowly does it. Slowly does it. And then let's march. Low arms, small arms. We're bringing heart rates down. So you should be feeling less puffed out. Fabulous. Let's do a single step. So just side together in seated, a tap, or just come into a march. We've done quite a lot of side steps. Da, da, da. Just feel like I need to sing to you. Used to play all sorts of music when we were in Carnan Downs. Not in this class, in our Totter class. Tom Jones, all sorts. Cheese, lots of cheesy music. Okay, march. How are your energy levels? Are you nearly back to normal? Okay, guess what's next? Feet wide, sway. Wide base sway. I don't want you ever to forget wide base sway. Ever.
Roger's been practicing this week.
Roger has, wonderful. This is so good and it's so easy to practice. Actually, it's not really easy to practice. Keep going. If you're on a sofa, it's not bad. It's easier in standing. You can do it anywhere. You could do it at the bus stop. People might think you're a bit bonkers, but why not? They might join you.
Mary's laughing at him.
Is she? I'm a bit nuts. Would I do this at a bus stop? No, probably not. I do jig wherever I am, though. I can't help it. Right, one arm. Fabulous. Oh, we might do a jig now. We could do the Charleston again in our balance. And then shake out your hands. And if you want to, grab a drink, because we're going to go straight into balance. Fabulous. Right. Love balance. So have a chair. And we're going to work through some lovely movements to improve your balance. So balance always starts with wide base. Then, if you're on a bus, staggered, because then you've got both legs, you've got different sides. So let's start with our little side, step in front, side, step in front. So in seated, you tap to the side, lean forwards, but you need to be in the front third of your chair. Why is that? If I'm here, I can't move my leg at all. I'm fully supported, so I'm not challenging my balance. If you're standing, keep going. In seated, you must be at the front third. So you've got nothing to support you at the back. If you can bear that, if you can bring one foot in, great. If not, leave it where it is. Forwards, side. And you can add a lean. You can add your arms to help you balance. Lots of different alternatives. So side, forwards, side. Let's add in a backward step, back. So we go side, forwards, side, back, side, forwards, side, back, side. And you can see that my toes, my heel lift. So toes lift, heel lifts, heel lifts. I'll go to the side. So I'll start back, toes lift, side, heels lift, forwards, heel lifts. It should be natural to you. Do what feels natural. But we're thinking about stepping out, yeah? Stepping out, those compensatory steps. If you have a wobble, like wobble, you step out. Wobble forwards, forwards. Or if I wobble, someone's coming towards me, I step back. You might have a dog in the house and they get in your way and you wobble, so you step. Okay, how does that feel? Are we okay? In seated, you probably won't be able to step back. So how about if I say to you, I'm going to direct you to go in one direction. So I'm going to say forwards. So you go forwards. Come back to center. I'm going to tell you to go back. Come to center. We're going to go forwards. Center. Then we go back. Center. We go to the side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Forwards. So you can see I'm always got my base of support back. Center. Forwards. Center. Forwards. Center. Back. Center. Side. And then just a little march. So how does that feel? Can you feel and can you sense that coming back to center every time gives you a great starting point so that you can go in any direction I ask you to go in? Well done. Let's just do a Charleston. Forwards and back. Da, 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 da. Forwards and back. You can hold on to your chair. If you're sitting, you could go to the diagonal I'm sure you all love a charleston. You can add in your little arms.
Jeffy's got her arms going.
Yeah, do. Da, da. Lovely. Good. And hold it there. Fabulous. Swap sides. So, starting with forward step, center, side step, center, so wide base, back, wide base, side, wide base, forwards. Keep going. It's seated. If you go to the diagonal, you might get a backward step a little bit. So a back step, maybe. If it's too uncomfortable because it doesn't feel natural in seated, then leave it out. Just go sideways, but add that little lean. Lovely. Keep going in standing. The way you're up to forward. So are you always coming back to that neutral base? So you're steady and ready to go in any direction. Keep going. And one side might be easier than the other. You might be quite even if you're lucky. But most of us have something different on one side, whether it's just that we're more dominant on one side or whether we've got muscle problems or whatever. Okay, we're going to go for that instructed movement. So let's start by going forwards, center. Let's go back, center. Let's go back, center, side, center, forwards, center, forwards, center, side, center. Let's go back, center, back, center, forwards, center, side, side again, forwards, and back, and forwards, and hold it there. Lovely. Just shake it out. Well done. Does it feel, and let me know afterwards, does it feel better one side? Do you feel more confident one side? Do you feel a bit scared one side? Hopefully not. If you do, if you feel worried one side, practice on that. Charleston time. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. Da, 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 da. I can't remember the name of that song. Lovely. I don't know. And I can't even Google it. Lovely. So lots of balance. If you want to just do one arm, you can. If you're sitting, you can just lean forwards and backwards in your chair. That gives you the same kind of feeling. Good. And then hold it there. Fabulous. Well done. Let's just do a reach. Really important. And one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. You know that. Feet wide. Same in seated. If you're in seated, have a rest on the back of your chair and then come to the front third again. Feet are forwards. So seated, you're here, and you're going to lean up to the corner, and then you're going to lean up to the corner. If you don't find that particularly challenging, bring your feet in a little bit. Standing, feet wide, wider than hips. I'm going to reach up to the corner of the room and come back. I'm going to reach up to the corner of the room. Now, this opposite heel kind of lifts up as I reach, okay? Reach and my heel lifts. Reach and my heel lifts. If it's a bit dodgy on your shoulder, you can reach forwards, or you can leave your arms out completely. If you want to add, if you're safe enough, confident enough, rather, you could add both arms. So we're not on tippy toes, not yet. We're just on one foot solidly, and then the other heel lift. Reaching up reaching up, reaching up. Okay, can you reach down as if you were going to get something kind of off a step or off a chair in front of you? Reach and try and get something off a chair. Reach, and that's a bit of a lunge, isn't it? It's a bit of a lunge as you bend that knee. Reach, not too far down. Reach forwards and forwards, and then sit down. Grab your bands or your tins, whatever you've got going on. Lovely. Let's do some strength. So strength isn't just bands. Strength could be sit to stand. So stand up, sit down. That's strength. It's really working your legs, your quads, your glutes, all the muscles in your body. If you're pulling the core, it's kind of a whole body movement. But we've done quite a lot of legs today. So let's do arms. So let's do triceps. I love triceps. You know I do. So I'm going to sit on the diagonal just so you can see, and so my arm doesn't kind of get stuck. So you can see it on the camera. So both my feet are on the band, and you need to make sure it's not going to ping out. Take your eye out or something. So if you hold the band just at the side and then hold it with the other hand, this outside arm is going to hold on with your thumb forwards. It's going to hold onto the band with your thumb forwards, and then I'm going to drop the band behind my little pinky. Thank you, Nick. Then I'm going to send my elbow back. Okay, it's tucked in, so it's not sticking out. It's tucked right into my side. And all I'm going to do, it's as if I've got somebody holding my elbow still. I'm going to straighten my arm. Bring it in, straighten. So if I'm facing you, you can't see my arm. So my arm's not going out. Let me move in a bit and then you can, there. It's going right behind. Right behind. So it's just the movement is elbow back, shoulder relax, straighten that arm and bring it back in. Straighten, bring it back in, straighten. Now, can you hold it back just for a couple of seconds or pulse it? 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it back in. I love this movement. You feel it pretty much straight away if you're doing it correctly. Right, you might need to move forwards in your chair. If you're back in your chair, you're going to get your arm knocked on the back of your chair. You need space. So the movement is that elbows high behind you, okay? Let's go again. If you need to make it longer, if it's too hard, hold it a bit higher up. If it's too easy, hold it further down. So elbow lifts, send that hand away. So you've got a straight arm. The elbow stays there. Straighten, bend. Straighten, that elbow's tucked in. Or is it painful? If it's painful, do it without the band. Sometimes that works for now, but squeeze the hand and then rest. And then let's swap sides. Yeah, you can always do it without the band. So just if you want to practice and see how it feels sometimes before you add the resistance. And this works because you've got the band resisting your movement. So it's like you've got a weight in your hand. It's the equivalent of having a weight. So other side, that outside hand holds onto the band down by your thigh. Okay, I'm going to lift my elbow and tuck it in. And then my elbow stays behind. And then I straighten my arm, lower it back in. Now try not to let it ping back in like that, because as we're lowering it back in, we get another workout through the muscles. So we've got a movement going out and a movement going in. So you get 2 for the price of 1, a bargain. There we go. Can we hold it out? 4, 6, 5 if you can. Don't worry if you can't. 2, 1. Relax. We've got to go one more time. If you can. If you need to rest, rest. Okay, let's reset. So drop the shoulders, lift that elbow, hand kind of comes to your hip. That's the starting point, and then tuck that elbow back in so you can't see it if I'm facing on. Straighten and lower back in. So straighten and bend, straighten, bend, lengthen it if it's too hard, hold it further in if it's too easy. Okay, we're going to hold it out, tiny little presses, so pulse. If you can, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're welcome. Let go. How was that? Oh, I love triceps. Oh, you really feel like you worked out. Right, let's just stretch you. I feel like I've got a twinge there, so hopefully none of you are twinging. So let's stretch out these arms. First of all, take your palm facing up, but drop your hand. Hold your fingers and just press the wrist away. Fabulous. And then the other side. And then we're going to come to a shoulder stretch. Lovely. And then just shake it off. Arm comes to the opposite shoulder. Now you can hold it there, or you can walk the fingers along the outside and then support that arm. And this stretches off your triceps, the ones we've just worked. So just holding the arm across your body. And if you can draw it in a bit closer, then we get a bigger stretch. And then let's do our other one. So hand on the shoulder, we walk our fingers down towards the center of the shoulder blades. And if you want to give it a little nudge up, you can. And then lift through the chest. And breathe. Same side, Julia. Hand on the same side, same shoulder. Fab. And then let's go on the other side. So other hand, opposite shoulder. And then we can draw it in across to give you a bigger stretch. So that this arm is nice and long. It's kind of pressing out to the wall. And this arm just supports it and draws it into your body. Lovely. And then we're going to go hand to the same shoulder, walk the fingers down, lift up through the chest. Where do your fingers get to? Top of your shoulder, top of your neck, top of your shoulder blades, center of your shoulder blades. Just notice. Lovely. Both hands if you can. You might not be able to. You could be here. If you can get both arms up, feet nice and wide, lean to one side, press up, relax, center, lean to the other side, press those hands away, come to center, bring those hands down, hands come behind you, squeeze shoulder blades and just lift your chin up a little bit, opening out through the chest. That's lovely, isn't it? Breathe. And then let's do legs. So lots of leg work today. So this one, you must be on the front third of your chair. You need to have a straight leg, toes up towards the ceiling, walk the other foot out, hands on the thigh, lean forwards. I'll show you from the side here. So lean forwards. My back is nice and neutral. My chin is tucked. So I've got a long neck, long spine. I'm going to sit up, leave my foot there, wiggle it, and then squeeze up. Squeeze the toes up. And then swap sides. So toes point up, otherwise you're not getting the right stretch. Walk the toes away, hand on the thigh, hinge forwards, tuck the chin, eyes are neutral, so about 45 degrees. Oh, you've nearly done another week. Lovely. And then how are we doing for time? Oh, 9 minutes to go. What can we sneak in now? Okay, let's do some lovely. I've stretched everything. I think, oh, knees, calf muscles. So take one leg away again. Relax off the foot and then squeeze the toes up towards the knee or up towards your body. Big squeeze, stretches off the calf muscles, and then just point your toes. Lovely. And then other side, shake it off. Toes squeeze up. Ooh. Squeaky muscles. And then point the toes. Fab. Now I'm going to stand for Tai Chi. You can stay seated, especially if you're tired, worn out, had enough. You can even just sit and watch if you're tired or if you're new. I'm going to lose my chair, but you can have a chair in front of you. So feet are wide. Think relaxing, think resting the shoulders. Drop your shoulders, soften the knees, spread out the toes. You don't have to itch your legs. So we'll just go side to the other, float in the hands, side to side, nothing too fast, nothing too large. So not large movements, just within your range of movement, okay? Almost like you're kind of got your hands or you've got a spoon in treacle and you're just making a figure of 8. A figure of 8, round and round. And then we're going to bring it a little bit higher. You're breathing side to side, not breathing side to side. Your hands go side to side. And then let's come to about shoulder height, no higher. And then let's slow it down. Slow it down. And then we're going to change. And we're going to just brush hand. So hand in front of the face, side, change. And we're going to go even slower. So slow it down. We're going to the side, 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 change. If you can, if you're not looking at me, look into the center of your palm in front of your face. Side, side, change. Side, side, change. So it's that slow. Almost out. And a whole breath in. So both hands are going in the same direction. It's just one is higher than the other. So if you need to stop and look, that's fine. Or if you just want to carry on, that's fine too. Lovely. Okay, we're going to bring our fingers together in the center. And then we're going to drop our hands to one side and lean to that side. Hands come back to center. And then we're going to drop them to the other side and lean to that side. Hands come to center. Drop. Center. And drop. And then we come into a V, a wide V. Drop the hands. Fingers come together into that wide V. Last time. And then find your chairs. Come and have a sit down. Make yourself super comfy. Have a blankie, hoodie, cardi, whatever you need. Full back rest. Lie down. We're just going to go into some relaxation. So if you can close your eyes, if not, just look down your nose at a point on the floor. And just try to take away, ignore, let them float across you, any sounds, any movements around you. Any noises, just notice them and let them go. It's fine. It's just other people getting on with their day-to-day life, but you're having a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of time for yourself. You deserve this time. It's really important to take a couple of minutes each day to just spend just being quiet, or being grateful, just giving yourself time for you. Sometimes it's nice to set intentions for the week. If you've had a bad weekend, go, I'm going to have a really good week this week. And it might be you just add in one thing every day that you know will make you feel great. It might be just sitting out in the garden, getting some fresh air, sunshine on your face, or the wind in your hair, on your cheeks. It might be you just go out for a drive. You watch your favourite programme, or you have your favourite cup of tea. You speak to your friend, your family, or you spend some time with your pets. Or just yourself. Lots of people are happy in their own company. Do that one thing that you enjoy. Don't feel guilty about it. It's really important for you. Just breathe. And just take a deeper breath in through your nose. And a longer breath out through your mouth. And give yourself an imaginary pat on the back for actually attending today, for that commitment to your health. And this might be your favourite thing to do for the week. So well done. Don't blame you. Just breathe. Just breathe. And then we're going to bring some movement to our toes, to our fingers, just wakening your body up, wakening your brain up, your awareness, waking all your senses up. Sitting upright, or just staying where you are, ready to have a little nap. I always have a yawn at the end and a stretch. Oh, if my kids were, I'd poke my fingers in their ears. That's what we do. So you get an imaginary poke in your ear. So well done, lovely people. Thanks for putting up with my bonkersness. And well done for week 14. Do your homework, and we'll see you next week. Take care.